Here, empowered by the Atlantic, West and Northwest, a place for all to co-create, a multi-campus university to serve our community, our culture, our economy. Here we are learners, educators, innovators. Here we combine academic and research excellence. Here our impact is global, but our hearts are local. Here is your new university, Atlantic Technological University. Old School Technolegta on Atlantic. The future is here.
Please all rise for the academic procession. Graduates and honoured guests, please take your seats. I have the honour of introducing our academic party. To my left, we have Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, Dr. Orla Flynn, President of ATU, Dr. Michael Hannon, Head of Galway Mayo College and Registrar, Dr. Des Foley, Head of School of Science and Computing, Dr. Lisa Ryan, Head of Department of Sport, Exercise and Nutrition, and Dr. Ian O'Connor, Head of Department of Natural Resources and the Environment. Iramir Dr. Michael Hannon, Crancloshta Cunan Service Brunta Oscailt. I call upon Dr. Michael Hannon, Head of College Galway Mayo and Registrar, to open the conferring ceremony.
Raif Kemi, Agwin Ushla, the Falter of Galir, Gujian Okaj, Special Show. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, graduates, soon to be graduates. It is a pleasure and an honour for me as Head of the Galway Mayo College and Registrar to welcome you to this graduation ceremony. I congratulate each and every one of you on reaching this important milestone in your career. I want to welcome you, your friends and your families to this graduation ceremony of the Galway Mayo College. Due to our increased scale as a university, November is now our graduation month. We started in Donegal at the beginning of the month, then we moved to Sligo. We were in Letterfrack last Friday, and we're here in Galway for 3 days. Over the course of the month, approximately 5,000 graduates will be conferred across our 8 campuses. I remember when I was approximately your age, I attended a conference where Professor John Coolhan of Maynooth University, now deceased, was the keynote speaker. During his address, he was attempting to predict the future and changes we could expect in education, if not the world. But he made one remarkable statement that remained with me ever since when he said, "Change is the new constant." It was my first time hearing it, and I thought, what a paradox. How could something that changes be a constant? But of course, he was right when you reflect on the statement. So much change is happening. It is ever present. So it is absolutely right to refer to change as a constant. You too are experiencing that change phenomenon. You walked in here today as graduates, and you will be walking out as graduates within an hour. If we go back 3 to 4 years, you applied for and accepted a program in GMIT, and here you are today, getting your award from the ATU. The creation of technological universities provides a major opportunity for a fundamental re-evaluation within the Irish education system and Irish society of the role and value of core technologically based professional skills and qualifications to meet the demands and opportunities of the future world of work. The quality of your university award will serve you well as you scope out your own individual and unique futures. Fundamentally, the value of your award confirms your ability to embrace change. It is highly probable that you will not retire into the position that you start out in. Indeed, research indicates that you will not even be in the same sector. In the School of Science and Computing, the number of postgraduate programs, including research, and students continuing to grow, as evidenced by the numbers graduating here today. Researchers in the school are working in areas that are extremely relevant to today's world, including the many aspects of the environment, human health and aging, food, medical technology, biotechnology, including vaccine development, data analytics, and advanced laboratory methods. It is important to have influential research leaders within our community. And as an example, just last week, Dr. Ian O'Connor was one of the 35 academics from Ireland mentioned in the Global High-Cited Researchers list, which represents about the top 1% of academics worldwide. And I think that deserves a round of applause. Well done, Ian. The importance of new approaches to teaching and learning, especially during and coming out of the pandemic, has led to a number of national and international awards. To mention just 3, we have the European Award for Food Entrepreneurship Education, National Forum's Disciplinary Excellence in Learning, Teaching and Assessment Award for the school chemistry team, and an International Learning Technology Award for the design of e-portfolios for medical science students. The university continues to invest in the school so that it can realise its ambition, and 7 new laboratories for teaching and research are planned for commissioning in 2023 to meet continued demand for science programmes. Construction on the STEM building is also due to commence later in 2023. Speaking of laboratories, during the summer the school attained International Green Labs certification for all of its undergraduate science teaching laboratories. My Green Labs is recognised by the United Nations Race to Zero campaign and is considered the gold standard for laboratory sustainability best practices around the world. ATU is the first university in Ireland to receive this accolade for a full suite of laboratories on a single campus here in the Galway city. This is a great example of commitment from staff and students to take real practical steps to work in a sustainable way and literally practice what we preach. The initiatives I referred to are only possible with the support of professional and committed staff, and I want to acknowledge the staff in this school for your commitment and dedication to your students and to the university. Graduates and alumni frequently tell us, and I have no reason to doubt, that what makes GMIT and now the ATU unique is the staff-student experience. I love hearing that, because that is the message we too believe, and we will work hard to ensure that the ATU also develops a reputation as a student-centred organisation, and I'm very confident that it will. So finally, back to you, the graduates. Congratulations once again on your individual achievements. And in addition to wishing you all a really enjoyable day, I also want to wish you enough, because more than that, you don't need. Go bhfuil míle maith agaibh.
Iramir Mór McNally, Cahirloch on board Shoraha, Fáilte Carrove. I call upon the chairperson of the governing body, Mór McNally, to make the address. Today, the address is a pre-recording as Mór McNally is unable to join us in person.
Congratulations to the class of 2022. My name is Maura McNally and I am chair of the Atlantic Technological University. And on my own behalf, but also on behalf of the entire board, on behalf of all of the staff, and on behalf of all persons associated with the Atlantic Technological University, we extend to you our heartfelt congratulations. This is an historic day. You are an historic class. You are the first class of graduates from this university. You can now take that parchment that you have worked hard for, the blood, sweat and tears of your family and friends, I should add, all has come to this day where you receive your parchment from a university and you are university graduates. You are also now the flag bearers for yourselves, flag bearers for your classmates, flag bearers for your university. You are now the alumni of a university. You can now take that parchment, use that education. You can now help yourself. You can now help your community. You can now help your region. Because that is the secret behind the Atlantic Technological University. Its aim is to see each person improve him or herself, regardless of age, race, colour, creed, or beliefs. This is about education. This is university education. We aim for universal education of the persons in this region. And with that in mind, we are so proud to be here to celebrate with you and to extend our gratitude to you as well. Gratitude for choosing this university. Gratitude that you and your families have worked hard to achieve this particular day. And gratitude that you are now in a position to place this university on the map. This parchment is not only a recognition of your hard work, but it's also a recognition of your abilities and of your capacity. This parchment from this university will hopefully open doors for you. It will be like a rising tide. It will lift all boats. And it lifts you, it lifts your belief in yourself, in your community, in your region. The world is now your oyster. You are the beneficiary of a university education. Grasp that opportunity with both hands. Use that opportunity. Do what you can for yourself and for your alumni and your university. Take your place in society. As our first alumni, as our historic class, as I say, you are the flag bearers. We will be looking to you to now be the future of this region, to be the future of this university, to give feedback to this university, to engage as proper alumni. Fulfill your dreams, fulfill your opportunities. Take this graduation, take this parchment, and have fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairperson. Anish Aramir Dr. Orla ní Lion, Uachtarán Ulscoil Technoliaachta an Atlantic, Gradam a Bruna, and our Foglamoria Brun and Ulscoil Technoliaachta an Atlantic, Conan Creha, Agus Aramir Dr. Billy Bennett, Lash Uachtarán Ganohia Acadula, Agus Cahirahor and Hirahori Aquir Lar. Now I call upon Dr. Orla Flynn, President of Atlantic Technological University, to confer awards on the learners presented by the Atlantic Technological University for that purpose. And I ask Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, to present the candidates.
De bhua an údarás atá díolsithe in Ollscoil Technoliaachta an Atlantic. Brunam leis a doctaní ar na fálamóirí a bhainteach an chaidán don na doctaní sin, agus iarm go gcuirfar na fálamóirí sin I láthair chuam, chun go mruinnig mé a barchéim orthu go formiúil. By virtue of the authority vested in Atlantic Technological University, I hereby confer awards on the learners who have achieved the standard determined for those awards, and I ask that those learners be presented to me so that I may formally present them with their parchment.
A uachtarán cuirimilóthar chuat na hiarrthóirí seo halanas a bhfuil a dorthaí scrútathe dleachta agus de bhachtaní ag le bhéal a 6 a 8 agus a 10 den chracht náisiúnta cailleachtaí a bheith ceadathe ag comhairle acadúil an Ollscoil Technoliacht an Atlantic. President, I present to you the following candidates whose examination results have been adopted and awards at levels 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 of the National Framework of Qualifications have been approved by the Atlantic Technological University Academic Council.
Éireann Dr. Ian O'Connor, Ceann Rinne, Académia na Dúra, agus an Cuir Scéal as an Rin seo a Céir Láthair. I call on Dr. Ian O'Connor, Head of Department of Natural Resources and the Environment, to present the candidates from this department.
I'd ask that there be no round of applause for each individual candidate, but there be a group round of applause for the class at the end when I'm finished calling all the names from each class, please. The Higher Certificate in Science in Agriculture. The following students are conferred in absentia: Dara Acton, Nora Ann Cahill, Kate Connolly, Gillian Davis, Edward Donoghue, Evan Duddy, Gary Duffy, Michael Egan, John Farrell, Brendan Gilday, Freddie Green, Ronan Healy, Joseph Hester, Alexander Keitel, Shauna Martin, Alana McGovern, Brian McMorrow, Sean McNamara, Emma McNamara Monaghan, Patricia O'Brien Quigley, Oisin O'Connor, Kevin O'Neill, Hannah Scahill, Shane Scott, and Ina Walsh. Could we have a round of applause for those graduates, please? Graduates for the Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Environmental Management. Niamh Burke. Christor Connolly O'Keneela. Stephen Cusack. Chantel Dixon in absentia. Rachel Dixon in absentia. Hugh Enright in absentia. Owen Kiernan in absentia. Scott Kilkenny. Grania Moyles in absentia. Michael O'Brien in absentia. Rory O'Dowd in absentia. Jack Wickham. If the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Environmental Management could stand for a round of applause, please. Bachelor of Science Honours in Agriculture and Environmental Management. Donal Brennan. Thomas Brown. Colin Callanan. Owen Conlon. David Keneally. John Connolly. Maureen Connolly. Lauren Costello. Regan Costello. Kieran Cullen. Emma Dolan. Alan Doran. Patrick Farrell. Saoirse Fox. Patrick Gaffey. James Gavigan. Robert Gillespie. James Gillick. Rihanna Goodrich. Niall Higgins. Joseph Keady. Alan Keane. Anthony Keeshan. James Kelly. Oisin Lunny. Shannon Martin. Nathan McCartan. Conor McGovern. Mark McKeown. Aidan McMahon. Claire Monaghan. Conor Mulrennan. Jack Murphy. Colin Murta. Mark Newman. Aaron O'Donnell, in absentia. My apologies, Aaron. You're very welcome. William Pilkington, in absentia. Laura Regan, in absentia. Desmond Smith, in absentia. Cathal Tariq. Tommy Joe Toher. Ryan Welby. Gemma Wilson. Will the graduates of the Bachelor of Science Honours in Agriculture and Environmental Management please stand for a round of applause? The Bachelor of Science in Applied Freshwater Marine Biology, Owen Brady. Chloe Curdoy, in absentia. Joseph Donnelly. Elsa Dorr, in absentia. Daniel Fildes. Fergus Lang. Enda McDuffie. Oren McGeaney. Emer O'Halloran. Rhys O'Toole. Tessa van der Erve. Will the graduates of the Bachelor of Science in Applied Freshwater Marine Biology please stand for a round of applause? The Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Freshwater Marine Biology. Kieran Ahern. Shabale Elliott. Todd Byrne. Lindsay Casserly. David Duran. Amber Devaney. Michaela Fitzpatrick. Rachel Flood. Sinead Gagan. Jason Gillivan. Gosnell. Caitlin Hegarty Kelly. Maya Hogan. Sophie Keating in absentia. Yannick Kelly. Roisin Lyons. Karina McLeod. Sive Mahoney. Shane McNamara. Lily O'Connell. Thomas Power. Sinead Rooney. Aaron Skehan. And Emma Stempel in absentia. Would the graduates of the Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Freshwater Marine Biology please stand for a round of applause. The Master of Science in Applied Marine Conservation. Megan Kevill. Stephen McCabe. Nev McCann in absentia. Anne Tracy Paul in absentia. Michael Rathke in absentia. And the graduates of the Master of Science in Applied Marine Conservation, please stand for a round of applause. The Master of Science in Conservation Behaviour. Ryan Connors. David Culleton. Gerard McManus. Joe Nocton in absentia. Kaya Peters in absentia. Michael Slewinski. And the graduates of the Master of Science in Conservation Behaviour, please stand for a round of applause.
Aramir Dr. Lisa Ryan, Ciana Rinna Sports, Achliach Dagus Kuhu, Asan Rinna Shia, Akir Lahar. I call on Dr. Lisa Ryan, Head of Department of Sport, Exercise and Nutrition, to present the candidates from this department.
Thank you. Bachelor of Science Honours in Public Health Nutrition. Caitlin Acton Hogan. Aisling Ford. Katie Garvey. Michelle Gavin. Julia Gruzczynska. Connor Hegarty. Aisling Keane. Heather Masterston. Tara McCormack. Maeve McGill. Maria McHale. Niamh McMahon. Rebecca Mullen. Amanda Petroso de Souza. Mark Walsh, in absentia. Will the graduates of the Bachelor of Science Honours in Public Health Nutrition please stand for a round of applause? Bachelor of Science Honours in Sport and Exercise Science, Kaylee Barrett. Emma Bleakley. Colette Collins. Shane Connolly. Cleanna Fitzmaurice. Ciara Fogarty. Amy Fox. Rebecca Gilmore. Jason Greeny. Carmel Heary. Fiona Cashmere. Lauren Keane. Oisin Lee. Shauna McGaugh. Irla Moran Lahine. Kieran Murphy. Mark Murphy. Sarah Murphy. Nisha O'Gibna. Fergal Owens. Ian Prendergast. Brian Proctor. Jack Renan in absentia. Jessica Scahill. Will the graduates of the Bachelor of Science Honours in Sport and Exercise Nutrition please stand now to receive your applause. Certificate in Applied Sport and Exercise Nutrition, Linda Porter in absentia. Postgraduate Diploma in Science in Applied Sport and Exercise Nutrition, Elizabeth Maloney in absentia. Emma Rourke. Master of Science in Applied Sport and Exercise Nutrition, Emma Brennan. Eileen Finn-Graham. Johnny Holland in absentia. Alana Kelly in absentia. Conor McNamee. Kate Morrissey. Sarah Nagel. Saoirse Nagon. Anya O'Callaghan. Matthew O'Neill Youssef. Kira Sheedy. Niamh Toolan. Will the graduate for the postgraduate diploma in Science and Applied Sport and Exercise Nutrition and the graduates for the Master of Science in Applied Sport and Exercise Nutrition please stand for a round of applause. Master of Science in Strength and Conditioning, Matthew Costello. Jerry Heaney in absentia. Cian McBride. Anya O'Connor. Now will the graduates for the Masters of Science in Strength and Conditioning please stand to receive your applause.
I ask Dr. Joanne O'Brien, Principal Supervisor, to present the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I have the honour to present Cynthia Burrell for the admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I ask the President, Dr. Orla Flynn, to confer a degree upon her. Cynthia's thesis was entitled Eavesdropping on the Shelf Edge, Bridging a Knowledge Gap on Deep Diving Cetaceans, bridging a knowledge gap on deep diving cetaceans, ecology in Irish offshore waters using acoustic data. Sentia supervisors were myself and Dr. Simon Barrow. Several species of deep diving cetaceans are known to occur off the west coast of Ireland, most predominantly along the outer edge of the continental slope and in deeper waters. In spite of their year-round presence in this area, long-finned pilot whales, sperm whales, Cuvier's beaked whales and Sowerby's beaked whales remain poorly understood due to their elusive behaviour and habitat preferences, making visual observations challenging and rare. Considering the sensitivity of deep diving cetacean species to ocean noise, improving the knowledge and understanding of their distribution, habitat use and ecology is an essential prerequisite to the implementation of the effective measures aimed at minimising their spatial temporal overlap with anthropogenic activities. The results of this thesis significantly contributed to improving the knowledge of these rare elusive species, highlighting the invaluable potential of acoustic methods, sustained long-term monitoring programmes. It also raised some concerns regarding potential shifts in distribution that could occur under climate change scenarios for Sowerby's beaked whales and sperm whales. The results will help in the implementation of more appropriate management measures and contribute to the protection of the deep diving cetacean community. In addition, they provide strong baselines from which to monitor change into the future.
I ask Dr. Colleen Minto, Principal Supervisor, to present the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I have the honour to present Luke Batts for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer a degree upon him. So Luke's thesis was titled Addressing Cohort Uncertainty Through Advanced Length Frequency and Stage-Based Assessment Models with Application to Anglerfish, co-supervised by Dr. Deirdre Brophy and Dr. Hans Gerritsen of the Marine Institute. So age and cohort-based fishery stock assessments are a cornerstone of modern fishery science, yet sometimes it is very difficult to establish the age of a given species, with results often in conflict. Luke's thesis focused for his examples on one such species, which are the anglerfishes or the monkfish, which you might be familiar with. In his first chapter, he developed a novel method based on expectation maximization algorithm to track cohorts from commonly collected length frequency data. This method has since been applied to other cases studies globally and is garnering much interest. Luke's second and third chapters focused on stage-based assessment methods that treat the population dynamics as stages rather than ages. Now, Luke wrote some software to implement these methods that had previously only been in theory, so bringing them to popular use. Stage-based methods were performed well relative to more data-demanding, fully age-based methods. In Luke's fourth and final chapter, he compared the performance of stage-based methods via management strategy evaluation, where he tested the performance of these methods in a digital twin simulation scenario. Luke's thesis was funded by the Anne Cullen Scholarships in memoriam of Anne Cullen at the Marine Institute, and resulted in improved management advice for valuable monkfish populations, 2 published manuscripts and another on the way, a software package bringing the methods to wider use globally, and both fundamental and applied contributions to the science underpinning sustainable fisheries management advice. It was a privilege to work with Luke, and congratulations.
I ask Dr. Deirdre Brophy, Principal Supervisor, to present the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I have the honour to present Christina O'Toole for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I ask the President, Dr. Orla Flynn, to confer a degree upon her. Christina's thesis was entitled Unlocking the Archive, Investigating Long-Term Trends in Growth Patterns and Chemical Composition of Atlantic Salmon Scales. Christina's PhD was co-supervised by Dr. Conor Graham and Dr. Philip White. The Atlantic salmon is a species of immense cultural, economic and ecological importance in Ireland and throughout its range. Since the 1990s, the numbers of adult salmon returning from marine feeding areas to their natal rivers to spawn have declined dramatically across many populations. The reasons for the decline in marine survival are uncertain, partly because it is difficult to directly observe the species during this widely dispersed phase of its life cycle. However, information held in the scales of returning fish can provide some insight into the processes that affect their growth, physiology and survival while at sea. Christina's research used multi-decadal collections of salmon scales that are collected by the Marine Institute as part of their salmon stock monitoring and research programmes. The main aim was to develop, validate and apply methods that unlock the information contained within the scales in order to enhance knowledge of the marine phase. Christina is the first to examine levels of cortisol in scales of Atlantic salmon as a potential marker of stress during their marine migration. She also used stable isotope signatures which reflect where the salmon have been feeding to understand changes in distribution patterns. Christina's research was funded by the Marine Institute with the support of the Irish Government through the Marine Research Programme. She was also awarded a Dobbin Atlantic Scholarship from the Ireland Canada University Foundation, which supported a collaboration with the University of New Brunswick. And it's been a great pleasure to supervise Christina's project and to collaborate with her on this interesting research.
I ask Dr. Joanne O'Brien, Principal Supervisor, to present the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I have the honour to present Maria Perez Tadeo for the admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, and I ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer this degree upon her. Harbour seals are what Maria worked on, so the title of her thesis was Factors Affecting Local Abundance and Behaviour of Grey Seals and Harbour Seals at 2 sites on the west coast of Ireland, Implications for Management and Conservation. The research thesis was supervised by myself and Dr. Martin Gannell. Harbour seals and grey seals inhabit both marine and coastal habitats and rely upon coastal traditional haul-out sites to undertake essential life functions, including resting, molting, thermoregulating, breeding, and nursing their offspring. These characteristics make them vulnerable to anthropogenic activities such as aquaculture, interactions with commercial fisheries, pollution, habitat degradation, the installation and operation of renewable energy devices in coastal and offshore areas. And the ones highlighted within Maria's research thesis, including ecotourism activities and the increase in the use of unmanned aerial vehicles. In this study, the effects of disturbance due to ecotourism activities on the behaviour of a grey seal colony at the Blasket Islands SAC were assessed, as well as the effects of disturbances due to the use of UAVs on the behaviour of 2 harbour seal colonies located in Galway Bay. For the first time through this study, an underwater acoustic repertoire for grey seals was created, consisting of 9 vocalisation types based on acoustic characteristics of their spectrograms and recorded during the grey seal pre-breeding and breeding seasons. Overall, the output of this thesis indicated that the collection of detailed behavioural data, together with data on numbers of seals, are valuable to identify anthropogenic disturbances caused by ecotourism activities on grey seals. and to identify important haul-out sites for harbour seals and understand habitat use and seasonal variation at a colony. A combination of behavioural data and noise measurements of flying UAVs have proved to be suitable for assessing disturbances of harbour seals. The outputs of this thesis also indicate that passive acoustic monitoring of grey seals is a viable method for monitoring these protected species. Congratulations to Maria.
I ask Dr. Luca Merriman, Principal Supervisor, to present the degree of Doctor of Philosophy.
I have the honor to present Christina Stemets for admission to the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and ask President Dr. Orla Flynn to confer a degree upon her. Christina's project was also on seals, and it was supervised by myself, Dr. Sinead Murphy, and Dr. Oliver Ocala. And the title of the thesis is Assessment of Management Units and Conservation Priorities for Grey and Harbour Seals in Irish and Northwestern European waters using non-invasive techniques, including genetics and photo-ID. So the harbour seal, Phoca vitulina, and the grey seal, Ericeros grypus, are the two species of seals commonly found in Irish waters. Their conservation and management are hampered by lack of data and on population structure and levels of connectivity between different geographic areas. And obtaining genetic data from elusive and often inaccessible species such as pinnipeds is challenging and often leads to a lack of representative samples. Thus, the aim of this research was to aid conservation management of Ireland's two resident seal species by developing and applying methodologies capable of enhancing the viability of genetic and photographic data at the individual level, followed by the generation of evidence-based recommendation towards the delineation of management units and appropriate management monitoring strategies. Specifically, protocols for non-invasive and minimally invasive sampling for pinniped genetic studies were successfully developed, whereby sources of DNA would be plucked hair, urine, and buccal swabs from individuals in rehabilitation centers, and fecal material released by animals in the wild. Important information regarding the population genetic structure of Irish pinnipeds was ascertained, whereby both harbour and grey seals sampled across the island of Ireland were found to display levels of mitochondrial and nuclear diversity similar to those in other geographic areas for the respective species. The study identified contrasting patterns of genetic structuring for the two species, with harbour seal exhibiting higher levels of structuring, which was in contrast with currently management practices, which makes it highly important for managing these species going forward. Another aspect of this research was to assess applicability of a software for individual harbour seal photo identification, which subsequently enabled the study of seasonal abundance and site fidelity of harbour seals within the Killala Bay Moy Estuary Special Area Conservation. Overall, findings of this research provided crucial information recommendation to inform conservation management and monitoring of Ireland's two resident seal species, which are of direct relevance to Ireland's legislative reporting requirements under the Habitats Directive, as well as marine mammal indicators developed by OSPAR, which may also be used by member states to address MSFD criteria that are relevant to seals. It was an absolute pleasure and honor to work with Christina and the supervisory team, and I congratulate you.
I call on Dr. Des Foley, Head of School of Science and Computing, to call up the winners of the Academic Achievement Awards for the Department of Natural Resource and the Environment and Dr. Billy Bennett, Vice President for Academic Affairs and Registrar, with Dr. Michael Hannon, Head of College, to present the graduate with their award.
We have 3 awards. I present to you the following graduate who has received the highest academic excellence within the Department of Natural Resource and the Environment. The recipient of the ATU Academic Achievement Award in this department is Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Freshwater and Marine Biology graduate Emma Stemple. In absentia. I present to you the following graduate who has achieved the highest academic excellence within the Department of Sport, Exercise and Nutrition. The recipient of the ATU Academic Achievement Award is Bachelor of Science Honours in Public Health Nutrition graduate Aisling Kane. In absentia. I present to you the following graduate who has achieved the highest academic excellence as a postgraduate student within the School of Science and Computing. The recipient of the ATU Academic Achievement Award is Master of Science Honours in Applied Sport and Exercise Nutrition, Sarah Nagel. Aisling, do you want to put? And this is Aisling Kane from Public Health Nutrition.
Congratulations to all our graduates. Please move the tassel to the left side of your mortarboard. Éireann Dr. Orla Flynn, Anuktaran Craig Kirlesh and Okade Shaw. I ask Dr. Orla Flynn, our President, to make the closing address.
Díomh a gcuinúisle agus mar dúirt ar go hiorlach cuireann fáilte críúil roimh go léir nach úntaach an lá inniuh agus cogordas lenar géimethe ar fad. I want to extend a virtual welcome to all who are viewing with us online today from around the world, but an especially warm welcome to those of you with us here today, our graduates, your families and friends, to ATU colleagues, governors, guests, and a special welcome to Dr. Edna Curley, Principal of Montbellew, and Una Parsons from ATU, head of ATU Sligo. So everyone is really welcome, and we're nearing the end, so hang on for another few moments. The main purpose for today is to publicly recognise and celebrate your achievements. And on behalf of us all in Atlantic Technological University, I want to congratulate you on completing your course of study with us. And it is timely to reflect, to take a moment to reflect on the significance of your achievement. And I want you to remember that only a small percentage of the world's population, less than 7%, have college degrees. You are now all among that small cohort, and you not only can but must make a difference. You are already making a difference, and it's been really heartwarming to hear the citations, particularly for our graduating PhD students here today. And all of us in ATU look forward to the contributions that you will make in Irish and perhaps global society as you embark on your life and career journey. We're confident that you have achieved the knowledge, skills and competencies to be successful, and you should be proud of your efforts, as indeed we are. And it was lovely today to be able to present you in person with your parchments after the difficult few years due to the global pandemic, and you have struggled and suffered through that. So we're just delighted today to have you here in person. And we've been speaking here all day about how proud we are of you, and we've been applauding you, but you wouldn't be here today without the help and support of family and friends. And I'd now like to invite you, our new graduates, to perhaps give a round of applause for those who have helped you and supported you along the way. So a bula bos for your families and friends. Today's graduation ceremony also allows us to look at how our own organisation has developed and evolved over the last 12 months alongside you and your growth. So in April, we were designated a technological university, Atlantic Technological University, marking over a decade, 10 years of hard work by many people, people who had the vision to imagine what we could become, and who saw the clear need for us to evolve to better serve the needs of our region. And I know this resonates with the earlier words of our Cathaoirleach around the critical role that we can and will play in the west and northwestern region of this island. You are among over 5,000 graduates receiving parchments from us over the course of this month. And I really hope you stay in touch with us in ATU and remember that you're now part of a large community of ATU alumni. Community for us is more than just a word. It's a philosophy, it's a way of life that will keep us going through good days and bad. And coming together as a single, sustainable and resilient community will be a core focus for us in ATU in the months and years ahead. And to conclude today, I want to thank our musicians and to everybody who assisted in any way today. Special thanks to the ATU conferring team who've worked so hard together as one team across our one university to develop the ceremony today. And I truly hope that everybody here enjoyed it and found it meaningful. Cogorda Sarish, agus Tosulagam, Gominig Shiv Sultas and Lawnish, Gurmil Mil Magov.
Congratulations to the first graduates of Atlantic Technological University 2022. A small group of housekeeping elements. Can I ask the PhD students, their families and honoured guests and the Academic Achiever Award recipients to proceed to the rear of the room for photography immediately after the ceremony. Photography studios for personal photographs are located in the veranda lounge through the lobby. Student ambassadors will direct you. I would like you to join me in thanking the musicians Soundpost Ensemble who provided the wonderful music here today, and I think we could give them a round of applause. We wish you all, graduates, families and friends, a wonderful day. Respected guests, graduates, academics, this concludes the meeting for the purpose of conferring awards on the graduates of our technological university. Finally, can I request the audience to stand while the conferring party, academic staff and special guests leave the hall? Please rise.